Hey guys, it's Jennifer Don Gabiola, and I wanted to share another video today. I hope you're enjoying my video series. Like I had mentioned, I feel inspired to share this video series based on all the deep spiritual lessons that I've received during my unexpected kitchen remodel. It's wrapping up now, so it's exciting. So at the end of this video series, I'll share my new kitchen. But I feel inspired to share these lessons because I feel like there's a lot of relevance to the stuff that I've been going through and facing and healing, and how you can apply that to your business, especially as an introverted entrepreneur. So the first video, in case you missed it, was really all about giving yourself permission to go into your shell, to give yourself as much space and grace that you need to get grounded, but then also getting really clear on when it's time to come out of your shell. So that's really important, to hold yourself accountable to that, so that you don't hide, right? Because it's easy to hide in our shell. And then the second one was all about boundaries. I think that was titled Observe, Don't Absorb. So it's really helping you get clear boundaries so you manage your energy and don't let outside circumstances or people distract you from really staying focused on your goals. And then the third video was about, I think I titled it Lies Can Only Comfort You for So Long. So that was really more of the most vulnerable video so far, because I really had to, when I was in my shell, I had to really face a lot of the things that were causing me the most resistance, the most pain. But what I've recognized is, in facing that, that's where my power is. So that's why I really encourage you to, when you are in your shell, having the courage to know that when you face the things that are holding you back, the things that are giving you the most resistance, if you have the courage to keep going and face it and allow those things to heal, on the other side of that is your biggest breakthrough, and it's going to give you the power, the internal fortitude to really rise up beyond our ego and really step forward as the leader that you're meant to be, so you can serve at your highest level, right? So I really encourage you to watch those videos, because it's really going to help you feel really grounded in what I call this turtle way. Really allow yourself to create this sustainable success on your own terms as an introvert. So today, what felt right for the next topic, I titled this, The Generational Curse Ends With Me. So this one is a kind of a carryover of my last video about really being brave to face being vulnerable with yourself and facing all the things that cause you the most fear, the most resistance. And like, why that's important, because for me, what I've realized is that, me showing up and stepping up and facing the things that hold me back, it's not just for me. As I heal, I know that by doing that, I'm impacting everyone in my direct circle, and that ripples out to theirs. And especially that has a direct effect on my family line and my ancestral line, And so what I've identified is there's a lot of old patterns, old conditioning that I had to face, and it's still a process, but I've come really far. And I'm proclaiming for myself, I'm no longer going to accept that. I'm no longer going to accept struggle. I'm no longer going to accept self-punishment and excessive suffering. It's just not necessary in order to prove my worth. It's just, I'm not doing it. Even though I had done it for most of my life, I'm not going to continue that cycle for me, for my family, for generations to come, for my clients, for my friends. And it's it's work. I'm not saying that this is easy, but this is the real work, because I understand deep in my soul that the more that I step forward, the more that I have courage. And that's really what's helping me to step forward in this way even more and more. To know that me playing my part, it's going to help break this cycle, this chain of chronic suffering and really allowing me to step forward into my purpose, into my destiny, into what I'm being called to do, but from a place of deep love, reverence, um, compassion, in a way that like sustains me instead of this sort of painful, like what I've identified, this old pattern, for me, like I mentioned in my last video, is this idea of I have to withhold love from myself in order to prove that I'm worthy. So I became a workaholic, and I got sick with rheumatoid arthritis, and I lost my job. There's just so many things that I just feel like really I've recognized that this pattern has to stop with me. That's my responsibility. I recognize that for me, I'm not a robot. Growing up, I remember in college, because growing up in school, I always had all A's. I always like did the best. I was always the good girl. And I remember in college, just getting all my work done and stuff. I remember someone saying to me, "Are you a robot?" Because I was just so constantly like producing, and not just producing, but producing at a high level. And what I realized is that season did serve me because it showed me what I'm capable of, which is great. But at the same time, what was driving that was this deep belief that I just was not good enough. So that's why I pushed myself so hard in order to prove to others, but especially to myself, that I had a sense of purpose. And why it was so difficult for me to let that go is because that became my identity. If I was scared to know, who am I without this type of punishment, suffering? It's really hard to admit, but that's the truth. It's like, who am I without that? Because I was getting really good at really taking on this role that, oh, I'm just not good enough, I'm not worthy, so I'm going to keep proving. But then when God put in my spirit, you know what, we have to stop this, because I want you to grow, but without the sense of like push. Now it's really about allowing yourself to receive the love and the support that you need, right? So for me, like growing up, I'm Asian, I'm Filipino, so this old stories that I'm talking about, like pushing yourself and only feeling like you only have worth based on your performance, but your performance is based on a high level. This is not just, okay, I'm just gonna get my work done. No, there's like a underlying expectation, like in my culture, that you have to not just work, but work hard, like at an exceptionally high level consistently, and that's a hard expectation to live up to, for real. It's hard. And so for me, even though I was quote unquote productive, it was difficult to keep that up. And again, it eventually affected my health, and then again, I lost my job. And so that was my turning point in my life, what I recognized, like I have to like go within and actually face the stuff I was trying to go around my whole life. Like I would sense where I felt like the things that I was afraid of, but I kind of bypass it, I go around it, because I was just trying to, like, again, get the external results. But what I've realized, now I'm so grateful that God has blessed me with the clarity and the wisdom now, is that I can still achieve and be loving to myself, right? I can break that generational curse, that ancestral old story that somehow my worth is tied to my performance. My worth is tied to like what I do. And that's tied to how I make money. So I'm just letting you know, like when I talk about this generational curse, like I'm allowing now God to show me how to make money and impact so many lives without suffering. That's what I'm trying to break here. That's what I know I'm breaking here. I'm getting full body goosebumps. That's what I feel like I'm called to do, even though my ego's battling with me, like, what are you talking about? Like, let's just keep things as they are, because this is safe. You know how to do this. You know how to control. You know how to micromanage. You know how to do that. Stay in your lane. But like God is saying to me now, no, actually, we're going bigger than that, because your calling on your life, Jennifer, is so much bigger than you wanting to control your situation in a way that feels familiar to you. So this old story, again, in my culture of just being a machine, like just working to the bone, and proving your worth and not putting value on like how you feel and your emotions, and really not putting a lot of value in like nurturing yourself. It's more about how do you perform, like, and then tying that to like, okay, why that's so prevalent is because it's tied to the external result. Okay, if I work really hard, I'm going to get a good job, I'm going to make a lot of money. Great, sure. But why do we have to tie that with suffering, right? So where I'm at now in my life and my business is that I can feel God is saying, it's time to scale. It's time to grow beyond your vision, Jennifer. It's time. And you need all the inner work, all of the on the surface, these challenging situations that have come up, kitchen, my health, just a lot of things. Underlying that, beyond, like if you go below the surface, there's deep spiritual lessons for me to receive, real blessings for me to really release and let go. That's the stuff that's not serving me anymore. My word of the year, like I've mentioned, is renewal. And now I understand renewal means you have to let go of old things that are no longer serving you. And so that's where I'm at, is that I am, even though it's always scary to move to new levels, right? But to trust and know that I'm not alone. That old paradigm, that old story makes you believe that you're alone, that you're trying to somehow prove your worth isolated and there's something wrong with you and that you're broken. And the truth is you're not. Everything that you're going through is meant to serve you. And when you do need help, it's okay. It's okay to lean on God or whatever you believe, lean on your friends. We're actually built to rely and need each other, need life, need God. And so I am at a place now in my life where I'm like proclaiming for myself, I understand fear will be there. Fear is a part of growing, but I'm not going to allow the fear and of the suffering, all of that conditioning that I've learned. I am saying yes to engaging in my life in a different way now. And like I said, I've been working on this for many, many years, but something is stirring in my spirit now that is well beyond my logic. And I feel like now God is saying it's time to fully embody this more, because you're meant to impact more people. And that requires you to let go of who you think you are and let go of worrying about what you're capable of based on what you've proven to yourself in the past. Everything happens in the now. Your future will be affected by what's happening now. The past is happened already, but if you allow yourself to receive the grace and the blessings and not hold it against yourself, you can create magic now, again, which affects your future later. So I just wanted to just encourage you to really reflect on what is it in your past, what is it growing up that is keeping you from really stepping forward and really showing up. You seeing yourself is so important. You seeing not just the good stuff that you like, but also seeing the stuff that's holding you back. But looking at those things that are difficult for you with a sense of love and compassion, and so that you can move through this and then again, continue to rise higher based on something beyond your ego. There's a calling on your life that is wanting to come through. And so it requires a lot of faith, right? But it also requires, what I'm realizing, a lot of support. And so allow yourself to be supported, because what is wanting to come through you is bigger than you. It's really about us, me stepping forward in this way and wanting to help more introverted leaders really own their quiet voice and fierce power to build brands and make a big impact. That is so much bigger than me and my vision. Yes, I'm very clear on my vision, right? But there's so much, I'm having so many conversations lately. It's bigger than, this is so much bigger than me. So now I'm allowing this, what I'm sensing now is like God is saying, just do your part every day and I will multiply that. I will multiply that. But be very dedicated to showing up, especially during the times where it's difficult and hard. So I just really want to encourage you not to, I spent time with a girlfriend yesterday, and she was telling me how I had told her a while ago that, she was afraid about moving forward to her next level in her growth, and especially in her business. And she said that the advice that I gave her is that the fear will not go away. That really impacted her. So I feel inspired to reflect that to you, that whatever you're afraid of, whatever you're afraid of, the fear is going to be there. So it's not going to go away. The fear is, you can't think, okay, I'm going to do this in my business, or I'm going to do these things I've never done before, because the fear is there. Really, the empowering blessing of fear is that you have a choice. You have a choice to look at the fear as a something that you can use as an excuse to keep you small, right? We all do it. Or we can use the fear as fuel. Okay, I feel the fear and I'm going to do it anyway, right? Even though I don't know what I'm doing, or I don't know where I'm headed. I don't know. Like, there's grace in not knowing. That's what I'm learning more and more. It's okay not to know. It's not a form of weakness to not know, right? It's actually a form of grace, because then you're allowing more space and magic and support, divine support, to actually help you, instead of you assuming you know everything. You assume that you know, I know this is the way. And what I'm finding is only having a very narrowly focused vision, it's good and it's going to get you to a certain point. But if you really want to impact people and really impact them in a bigger way, that can only come through you when you allow yourself to be supported by a force greater than yourself. Because there's something bigger inside of you that's wanting to be birthed, that's way beyond your logical mind. That's the honest to God truth. So I really encourage you to really think about, to watch the previous videos, but especially around this topic. You know, you have a choice. You can break generational curses. So you can allow yourself to receive wealth, health, support, love on a whole new level. And that will impact everyone in your direct circle, everyone in their direct circle, everyone in your whole generational ancestral line, right? Everyone in our ancestral line played their part. All of my family members that came before me helped me get to this point. So my legacy, my commitment is to do my part, especially when it's hard. Because to me, you know, my dad's birthday was this past week, and I can feel like his presence carrying me, saying that he's so proud of me, that, you know, when he passed many years ago, that was like devastating for me. But I use that as fuel. That could easily deter me, overcome me, right? Because he was my rock. But that, honestly, honest to God, what his passing has helped me dig in and really believe in the bigger legacy that God wants us as a family to create. And I'm going to honor my dad's life by showing up every day. I'm going to honor my life by showing up every day, right? So that's what I encourage you, is to be okay with where you are. It's okay to feel whatever you're feeling, but don't let the fear overcome you, okay? And allow yourself to be supported. If this resonates with you, would love to connect with you. You know, see if I can be of support on your journey, because again, we're not meant to do this ourselves, or we're not meant to do this all alone. And sometimes, you know, having a mentor that's a few steps ahead of you can help you move forward faster. And then the journey becomes less hard and actually more light and enjoyable. And again, to get the to get the results that you're looking for. Of course, we all want more impact. We want more money. We want more clients. We want more joy. Yes, we all deserve that. So we can all achieve that by allowing ourselves to be supported. So I really felt this topic today. So I hope it serves you. And you can email if you'd like a complimentary discovery call to help you get really clear on your next steps, to map out your next inspired steps to help you grow to your next level in your business. I encourage you to do that. You can email me at info@dawningsoul.com, or you can send me a private message. I just really want to encourage you to know that, like, what that idea, or that thing that will never leave you, that passion, that idea, that keeps coming to you for a reason. It's because it's wanting to be expressed through you, really, because that's the calling on your life, and you're not meant to do that by yourself. So I hope my video series is helping you remember that, and to know that you are supported, and you can always receive more support. So and the last thing I wanted to share was yesterday when I was out with my good girlfriend, we went vintage shopping. And as many of you know, in our group, I absolutely love style. And I found this really cute jacket. And guess how much it was? You won't believe it. It's like this electric sort of salmon color. It was $1. That's right, people. $1. Can you believe it? I know. I just can't. So I'll probably take other photos in it, but that just, I wanted to mention that because that gives me joy, and that like has always helped me to really tune into like my essence, and that's really helped me get on my path to feel more in tune and connected with myself. And that's my wish for you, is whatever you need to feel deeply aligned, and to give yourself permission to trust your pace and process in your turtle way. Do that, because you know, life is precious, and we need to show up for our own lives, right? And make the impact that we're meant to make. You deserve joy. You deserve peace. You deserve money. You deserve wealth beyond your wildest imagination. But it first requires us to really believe and have faith, and to have faith in the invisible and move forward every day, committed to really allowing that blessing to come through, for us to be the blessing for ourselves and for all the people that need us. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this, and I will talk with you next week. Bye, guys.